Hey guys, almost stock here. Figured I'd come home on lunch and talk to you about the truck and stuff. Fucking pile of shit winter beater. Smoked a deer at 60 the other day. How fun. But, oh, the Saturn Whistler. Alright, so, well, maybe I'll show you the quad first. I bought this a couple years ago and basically blew it up immediately, beating the hell out of it, being me. But this is a quad. It is a 07 TRX 450. As you can see, I already got rid of the motor and whatnot, and basically just a frame. But I really want to put a Gixxer 600 or a CBR 600 motor in this. I've seen them online and in videos, and they're just really badass. And it's actually cheaper to buy a crotch rocket motor than it is a new motor for this. So I think that's the option. I'm going to go with that after I get done with the truck. So that's what we're going to go see now. Oh, sad face, flat tires. Alright, let's switch cameras here. How do I do this nonsense? Alright, whatever. We'll just do it this way. Alright, guys. This here is a 1992 Mazda B2200. It comes with a 2.2 and it's a 5-speed now stock. I blew it up. Doing burnouts is what it is. As the almost stock quote goes. Doing dumb. Oh yeah. Speaking of dumb, who puts a neon ring on a truck? Just saying. It is from Florida. It's, as you can see, like, it's pretty damn clean here. There's a little bit of spot of rust right here. That's basically the extent of it on this truck. Like, even like the pinch welds and wheel welds and everything. The rockers are really clean here. It's like everything's really clean. When I bought it, it had some front end damage. The grill was kind of messed up. The blinkers were knocked out of it here. I'm gonna get another set of fenders, but right away I got in touch with a guy down in Janesville who had a bumper and a new hood and a grill. The grill just, it was in a fire, so well, it was close to a campfire, so it's kind of melted. I'm probably gonna buy a different one. Honestly, I eventually I want this thing really clean. Keeping with the theme, I already told you guys that I'm putting a 2.4 SRT4 motor in it. With a 05 Colorado Trans or 07 Saturn Skytrans, which the Saturn Skytrans has carbon synchros, first through third. Third gear is a little bit shorter. I think for the application that I want to make this into, I think that's a better option. But financially, I think I'll start with the Colorado Trans. When I did have the SRT, I drove down to Indianapolis, Indiana with my buddy. We picked up a carbon fiber hood for the SRT, and the guy had these really clean seats. They're SRT seats, obviously stock, Viper inspired, and they're really clean. Like this right here is honestly the extent of any damage, which these seats get chewed up here. Got the little Honda short throw here. It is what it is. For parts wise, I took a lot of stuff from the SRT. I got wiring harnesses for the boost gauge and the AFR gauge. I got a AGP intercooler here. Got the old mirrors. I didn't even know I still had all that. Got the old door mirrors. I might put those back on. They kind of look a little more trucky, I guess. I don't know. I kind of like the ones that are on it now. This truck has 76,049 miles on it. So it is a very clean truck. I bought one in Milwaukee like 3 years ago. That was really rusty. It was a bad idea, a bad investment. Shouldn't have done it. I only paid $400 for it, and it was bad. I pulled the carpet out to start the project, and it was just rusted bad. So let's take a look at what what kind of room we have here for this motor. And being Florida, it does have like paint fade and clear coat peel, but I'm gonna paint it anyway. Who wants a bright red truck? What is this here? All right. Oh. Sorry about the shaky video. Like I said, financially, I don't have a GoPro and all that stuff or tripods. We're just gonna wing it here for a couple months at least. Oh, this is a 2.2 carbureted. Nobody likes that stuff, but there's honestly plenty of room in here. I mean, the Neon's 2.4s aren't much bigger than this. My only issue with this, not this motor, but the 2.4 is going to be the intake, because the transmission side of it is the back side, which on a 2004 SRT4, well, 03 through 05, honestly, but whatever. The intake and the throttle body are on the back side, and I can't have that. It needs to be up here. So I need a custom intake, and then the turbo is going to be on this side. I'll probably start with a log manifold. I'd like a tubular, and I'm going to put a 50 trim on it, start cheap, just buying eBay stuff. Is what it is, whatever. Fancy stuff. But we are going to lose the hood latch, because I'm going to put the intercooler behind here, so it's not hanging out on the bottom. I'm looking for clean. I'm looking for basically a sleeper to start with anyway. I mean, I want to go full cage, drift truck, stance. Not stance, but like, as you can see, even though they're flat, there is a lot of poke on these tires. I'm probably going to flare it eventually. And the rear axle that I'm going to use is actually an inch wider on each side, so they're going to poke even more. And don't really want that much poke. I know you can't really tell, and you have to bear with me on this envisionment here, but if the turbo is sitting here, the exhaust side is going to be here, and I want a full exhaust, so I'm going to run down and out with 3-inch in the muffler so it's quiet, but then I'm going to use a electronic cutout, and I'm probably going to go through the fender right here, a nice 4-inch dump right in front of this badge. Probably going to melt the badge, whatever, but I think end goal, 50 trim, SRT4 motor, mildly built, maybe some ARP head studs and rod bolts. I guess that's not really built at all. That's just whatever. But want to get it tuned, put it on the 85, get 2-step in it. Probably go through Dave Trojan with that. I don't know if anybody knows anything about the SRT world, but that's my goal with that. I'd really like somewhere around 400, 450 to the wheel, if I can get a little bit more ridiculous with that down the road. My biggest issue is going to be a clutch setup, because it is multiple different vehicles. There's going to be an issue. I'm going to have to call Clutchmaster and see if they can make me something custom for a reasonable price. There are other options, but I don't know. I don't think those options will hold up to the power that I'm looking for. Ooh, that was loud. As you can see, it's almost stock. Here's the burnout tires that I blew it up on. Yep. I guess that's it for that. The garage is still locked right now. I'll have to get the key from my roommate here today or something to get my wiring harness so we can do that tonight. I'm just going to walk you down here and show you what's left of my SRT4. I spent a lot of time and a lot of money on this thing, making it into something that I really was proud of for a while. But it just seemed like every time I did something to it, something else broke, something else went wrong. They're great cars. They are. They're cheap. They're fast. They're cheap to build and make faster. But what we got here is what's left of an SRT4. I've gutted basically everything that I need to use, that I need for the truck. The wiring harness, the PCM. I parted it out, so there's some parts that I have to track down again, like the cluster and a couple other knickknacks and whatchamacallits. Basically that's it though. I probably sit down and make a list, see what else I need, see what else there is that I have to track down. I need to do some more research on a speed sensor, because I am using the stock SRT4 wiring harness, so it's basically going to be a plug and play application. There is some stuff that I'll have to wire myself. The speed sensor on the Colorado Trans is similar, but I'm not sure if like the ohms or the output, or honestly how any of that will function together. But that's going to be the only plug in the PCM harness that's different than the SRT harness. I guess that's just something I'm going to have to, when I get to that point, I'll plug it in and see if it works. It's a guessing game when you're building custom things. As you can see, there's quite a few projects that have been sitting here. Some part stuff, more SRTs and PT-GTs, which I don't know if anybody's aware of this, but an SRT4 and a PT-GT have the same 2.4 turbo block and head. Honestly, the only difference is the intake shape on a PT-GT opposed to an SRT4, and it's cheaper to buy a PT-GT motor than it is an SRT, because everybody, the name SRT4 jacks up the price of them. You can get a motor for an SRT for $1,000. You can find them in PT-GTs at auctions for $400 to $500, which is probably the option I'm going to go with, because I like the PT-GT has a two-piece intake opposed to a single, and I think I'll use the bottom plenum portion with the fuel rail in it to mount a custom top half of an intake to put my throttle body on the front side, so that I do have a shorter coupling and piping for the intercooler. I guess that's it for right now. I'm just on my lunch break. I gotta head back to work. And just see if the garage is open. I guess I'll try it. I don't think it's... No, we're still locked. It's alright. Another SRT4. This is actually my brother's car. He threw a rod through the block. He's saving up and waiting to get that together again. I guess he wants to fully build it and do some stuff with that. Got the fancy Cavalier. Probably going to pull one of these headlights just for now and stick it in this Grand Am I got. Ooh, an eagle. It's up there somewhere. You probably can't see it. Too shaky. But I'll show you the other cars here. SRT, SRT, another SRT, and another SRT. As you can see, it's kind of an addiction around here. That's kind of why I kind of steered away from it. I do like them. They are a good car. It's just not something I want anymore. I'm kind of a person that likes different things. So why not make my own? And that's kind of the plan. That part out SRT of mine that you've seen, actually a lot of the parts are being utilized here on my other roommate's car. It's just a standard neon 2.0. Looks good though. We're gonna paint it all one color and put the side skirts on it and stuff, and it'll at least look like it. Look at this nonsense. Don't hit deer at 60. It's a bad idea. You lose things. Ooh, shit. Alright. Alright guys, well, we'll get back in touch tonight, and I'll sit down with me and my son with the wiring harness, and I'll go through what I'm doing with that for the rest of the harnesses on the truck. Alright, like, comment, subscribe. I'd like more followers. I mean, more support I get, the more I'm going to do with this stuff. I really enjoy what I've done so far. I mean, obviously 3 talking videos isn't that big a deal, but gives me something to do, something to focus on, and I really enjoy it. Alright guys, thank you.